Jeremy Maggs on Power 98.7. Now we're talking.
In Johannesburg and Pretoria on 98.7, in Soweto on 103.6, Midvaal 104.4, and in Ekurhuleni on 107.2. Now, just a few weeks ago, we reported on Jenna Lowe, a young girl who resorted to social media to raise help and awareness for a lung transplant that she urgently needed. Not only was this an emotional story, but it also was one that demonstrated the power of social media and advertising for a greater social purpose. Help, I understand, coming from Kirk Gainsford. He's the Executive Creative Director of the advertising agency Lowe and Partners in Cape Town. He argues that advertising has immense power to improve the world. Kirk Gainsford, a very warm welcome to you. First of all, how is Jenna Lowe doing? I understand that soon to be discharged from hospital, if not already.
Good morning, Jeremy. She is doing well. She's she has been discharged from ICU, so she's in a ward outside of ICU, and I think every single day is a challenge still, and probably will be for a couple of months. But she's doing very well.
How are you, as an advertising agency, drawn to the story?
We've been the agency for the Organ Donor Foundation for a number of years, and we've made a couple of pieces of communication for them, and we were offered the opportunity to put a face to a young lady who needed an organ and who needed organs to survive, and we jumped at it actually because it's something that we would love to be involved in, making a big difference.
So, what exactly did the agency do? How did the campaign unravel or roll out?
What we did is we initially went and met with Jenna, and we said that we had this vision to make a commercial, or make a piece of communication that would suggest that, we'd like to see her have a 21st, which all young people should be allowed to have. And then when we spoke to her and we basically brainstormed with her, we came up with the invitation that she would just post an invitation on social media, and we'd invite everybody in the country to go to her 21st if they just simply registered as an organ donor.
And Kirk, that 21st, I understand, in October this year.
That's going to happen in October this year.
Well, let's hope that it does.
With 5,500 people.
Unbelievable. My next question then: were you surprised at how this campaign caught fire?
I'm not sure if I was surprised. I was delighted by it. The amazing thing is that Jenna is an incredibly energetic and inspirational human being. So when we had her on film and when she was just being Jenna, she was magic. So I was very aware that I think she would touch people no matter what we had done. And I would obviously like there to be 35,000 people registered, but there are some very big challenges in this country for organ donor. We start with a very low base. We've got the lowest registration numbers in the world, which would tell you that there are big barriers to South Africans becoming organ donors. But having said that, Jenna has lungs now, and she's going to make it to 21, and she's going to live an amazing life.
Kirk Gainsford, as sick as she was, and mercifully she is on the mend now, did she play an active part in this campaign itself?
Oh, absolutely. As much as you can make a movie in Hollywood, you need top stars. Jenna was a star in this commercial. I call it a commercial. It's not a commercial. In the invite, and she really is incredibly inspirational, and her sharing of it, and her family support. She's got an incredibly supportive and amazing family who've supported her and supported the campaign, and they've spoken to people and got it out into the public and consideration. So she's been very active in it.
A couple of weeks ago, I think we interviewed her mum on this radio station, and I was just astonished at the optimism that she showed throughout this very difficult ordeal that she was going through. Now, Kirk, you make the point here that advertising has immense power to improve the world. Aren't you overstating things slightly?
No, I don't think so, Jeremy. I think that advertising agencies have sometimes been the worst enemies. Advertising or communication or ideas are all we have left. If everything else fails, if money fails, if everything else fails, ideas and communication is all we have left. And we've seen it. Our mother company in Colombia has done campaigns that have brought the end to terrorists and insurgents stuck in the jungles.
This is the Rivers of Light campaign. 17,000
right.
guerrillas in Colombia handing themselves over, turning themselves over.
And coming back to their homes. Advertising leads to good advertising, and great advertising leads to development of products. It leads to pushing prices down. It leads to developing new solutions to all sorts of problems. I think sometimes people just see it as a message to drive sales. It's not just that. It can be so much more if done properly and well.
The challenge, Kirk Gainsford from Loan Partners, is to demonstrate that to one of our Twitter followers, Flamboyant and Poor, telling us on Twitter that the ad industry, he says, will never advertise for social good because it's profit driven. You've got to find that balance between commercial imperative on the one hand and social good on the other. Often in your world, Kirk, commercial imperative wins the day.
Well, in every business needs to make money, but you'll find in advertising agencies around the world, not just South Africa, you'll find very, very smart people who have got big hearts, who want to make a difference. And often our difference is, yes, we'd like to make sure that the share price of a big business increases, but also we want to see that rhinos stop being poached, and we want to see that young people have an opportunity to life, and we want to see that education grows, and we want to see that people have clean water, because we are people, and we can make a difference, because that's what we've got. We've got ideas to change people's lives.
I'm looking forward to interviewing Jenna Lowe on her 21st birthday, Kirk Gainsford, in October this year, and you're going to help set that up for us. Thank you very much for joining.